Are you wondering what's going to happen this spring in Santa Cruz County in terms of the real estate market? This is your February market update for Santa Cruz County. So I don't have statistics for you. I normally do, but I was just at a conference and we had a lot of people that actually follow the market and follow trends. And I thought I would kind of report back on what we heard because they spend a lot more time, looking at everything. Now, there's a lot of general facts out in the real estate world where they kind of make these blanket statements and they take markets that are completely different from each other and they throw them in a giant soup bowl and they mix it up and then they pull up the ladle and they go, yep, that's what the real estate market is. But that's not the real estate market because as we know, real estate is local. So here, I can take some of the information I heard and I can apply it here because a lot of it is actually super relevant. There's strong buyer demand here. There's not very much inventory. That's stuff that they came up with that's very common. Mortgage rates are trending down. Remember, it's not what the feds are doing. It's about inflation and positive news. And inflation has been going down. There's been positive news about inflation and about the supply chain, stuff that comes in and gives good news, makes the rates better. Also, keep in mind, supply and demand really moves the market and what the market price is obtained at. So when you have very little inventory and you have very motivated buyers, you find yourself with elevated prices or prices that, maybe as a buyer you don't want to pay, and as sellers you're happy because you're going to get more. But it really, really depends on how much inventory there is, because if there's more and there's enough to go around, then you might see prices drop a little bit. Or in winter, we see prices go down there, of course, just because, people are doing other things, holidays, and we had a flood, we had high waves that made a lot of damage this year. So people, this last Christmas, were like, oh, I don't want to buy there. But January, it just picked right back up. The sun came out and everybody's just like, we're ready. We want to buy. We want to sell. The market is just coming on just as strong as it has every spring. So why is there low inventory? It's a question that keeps getting asked, and sometimes it has different answers. For homeowners, they've refinanced into lower rates, so they just really see no reason to leave, or because remember, we had the fires and that brought a lot of people down from the hills where their houses had burned down because of the fire, and they rented in town. Well, those houses go off the rental market. Some people had rentals, they moved into their rentals. So you lost that inventory due to people living here that had come under some undue circumstances, right? And then we had the floods come, and we had some areas that really suffered some damage. So they'll come into the rental market. So that seller who was going to sell probably goes, you know what? I'll just rent it and I'll figure out what I'm going to do. There is another misnomer that people who bought during COVID or during the pandemic, that they've changed their mind and they realize they bought too hastily and they're unhappy. Just keep in mind, buyers always have a certain period of remorse anywhere along the line of the purchase. It could be during the contract, during that before they close, when they get keys. 6 months in and they're like, oh, I don't get to get my latte every morning. I got to make my house payment. Buyer's remorse happens anyway at some point. So don't expect a lot of that. Also, when the market starts picking up and people really understand how much their home has appreciated, they're probably going to be just fine, unless their boss has said, you know what, I told you could work from home forever, but, we kind of changed our mind. We kind of want you to come in like 3 times a week. Oh, you live 4 hours away? Sorry. So there's a lot going on there. People can say anything they want about the real estate market. Really, they can. We're buyers and sellers all the time. We're all buyers and sellers, and we're looking online. There's a lot of clickbait. The market's tanking, and there's going to be a bunch of foreclosures coming, or, the market's picking up, and, you better jump in there. Honestly, there's an article for everything you might think about real estate. When I do these videos, they're only for me to tell you what I'm seeing. I see buyers out there being really proactive, they have all their ducks in a row, and they are winning their offers and getting properties, even though it's a really super tight market. My buyers that go against buyers that have been in the market and keep trying, they're winning on their first time around. Why? Well, first, they're working with me. What can I say? They are prepared, and they've gotten real with the market. They might have to pay a little bit more than they want, or even a seller might have to take less than they want, but the terms kind of come together. If you like this content, please subscribe. If not, just hit the like button. That would help. Or, send a nice comment. I would really appreciate it. So the last thing I would say is, if you're thinking of buying, don't be afraid. Just get in there, be prepared. I have another video about being prepared as a buyer. And if you're a seller and you think this is the right time for you, I would say jump in. Probably later this spring is a really good time. Don't let it sneak up on you and decide that you want to sell, because that happens to my sellers. And then by the time they get ready, it's later in the year. And because of the summer and events that come along, prices kind of dip down. So either way, if you're a buyer or a seller, it's best to be prepared. Get in there, get ready, and of course, give me a call. Hey, if you need more information, my whole YouTube channel is dedicated to helping you succeed in real estate, in buying and selling. It's all in there. I got tons of stuff. Also, look for me on Twitter, where I retweet county and city information about parks and rec, museums, road closures, road work, some new construction. So there's a lot of good Santa Cruz info on there. It's all under Live the Santa Cruz Life. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, all of it. Just type in Live the Santa Cruz Life, Michele Replogle. You will find me, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.